it's Shelly here from Shelly's Losing to Live, and I am here for my 4-week update. It was actually 2 days ago, but I've been out of town and unable to make a video. Didn't even know how much I weighed really up until this morning. And so for week 4, and I guess technically my 1 month since my surgery, my surgery weight was 247 pounds. Last week I weighed in at 221 pounds, and this week I am at 219.6. So that's a loss for this week of 1.4 and an overall loss of 27.4 since my surgery date 1 month ago. So I had some pretty significant losses the first 3 weeks. Not surprisingly, week 4, when I started on soft foods, was a challenge. I gained a couple of pounds right off the bat going on to solid foods. That was kind of discouraging, but I also knew from watching your videos and other people's comments and things that, you know, week 3, week 4, week 5, there's a stall, and I totally expected to possibly record a gain this week, but it pulled through at the end. So I was really excited to lose that 1.4 pounds. I will take it gladly. Plus, getting me into 219.6 is a territory I haven't been in so many years, being in the 2 teens. So I'm really excited about that as well. Soft foods, challenging, yes. I think probably my problem isn't in what I'm eating or the calories that I'm taking in, because they're still fairly low. I think it is in sodium in foods, as well as I'm having a hard struggle getting my fluids in, as well as enough protein. And I know that if I could get those things in check, I probably would have a more steady loss. So it's a challenge, and I'm going to try to work on it. I do have a hard time with liquids and protein. One thing I have a question for those of you that have been doing this for a while. I'm sorry, I had to, sitting on my feet wasn't very comfortable. Is macros. You know, what's the percentage of protein, fat, and carbohydrates that you use to have optimal weight loss? I do see my nutritionist next week, so I'm going to ask her those questions too, but I'm just curious on what all works for you. Along with my follow-up with my doctor, my surgeon, and the nutritionist, and my primary care physician as well. I'm getting some blood work done so she can see where my medications should be and what I should be taking now that I'm a month out from surgery. Previously I was taking many pills, and I'm down to a pretty minimal amount. I'd love to not have to take any. I was very excited this morning though, because when I took my morning blood sugar, it was 115, which means I didn't have to take any insulin. And that's the first time since my surgery that it's been low enough that I didn't have to take any blood sugar medication at all. So I hope that's a sign of the future. It's been a crazy week. Over the weekend, we had an open house for my son, as he's leaving for 2 years to Richmond, Virginia area to serve a mission for our church. And so there was a lot of cookies made, and hors d'oeuvres, and all kinds of food in my house. Wasn't too tempted because I knew I couldn't eat the stuff, and so I served it. We had a lot of people come and go, and then a lot of, over the whole weekend it was like that. Then on Monday, my husband and I took him to, we reserved a hotel in downtown Salt Lake City, and my son and I stayed there, and it was a blast because for 2 days we were tourists and we just walked all over the downtown. I walked a lot, and I was excited to find that I was able to. Given the situation, I was worried that I wouldn't have the stamina, but I did great. And so lots of walking. And then on Wednesday morning, we had to get up and take him down to the training center in Provo and say goodbye. And it was hard because he's my baby and he's now off on his own, and I'm really proud of him for making such a sacrifice in his life to do this. And so I'm proud of him in that, but I still miss him. So my husband and I headed home after that and got about 3/4 of the way home, and the snow was coming down so bad that that he decided we better get off the road. So we stopped and got another hotel and waited out the storm, and then came home yesterday morning. So I haven't been home very long. I had my first episode of throwing up yesterday, and it wasn't even a dumping thing, or it was just, I think, eating too fast, maybe not chewing my food enough, which seems ridiculous, but you know. And it was just some cod and some asparagus, and it was much better going down than coming back up. But that was my first experience, so I will try not to do that again. Made me kind of afraid to eat anything after that. But this morning I actually tried to make 2 scrambled eggs, thinking that I could do that much protein, but couldn't quite get that last bit in. I think maybe 1.5 eggs would work. So maybe I'll start using the liquid eggs. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really like those that much, but maybe give it a try and see if I can just get a little bit more protein in where I can. Well, this is going to be a short one today because I've got a lot of stuff to do today, but I just wanted to check in and tell you my stats, and I might insert a couple pictures here and there in the video just to show you about all the stuff that went on this week. And the snow, we've got snow today. So I wish you all a happy holiday season. I'm going to try to check in next Wednesday after all my doctor's appointments and give you the lowdown on where I am for week 5. Anyway, you all have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.